Andre, what'd you think, man?
Good fight, man.
Yeah.
Just made Teofimo look like a novice. I mean, that's how good he is.
Easy work. My brother Shakur spanked his ass 12 rounds like I told him he would.
You know what I'm saying? So the whole time in backstage, bro, I'm just going crazy. Like, beating him up. It's easy work. Like, he's beating Teo up. Like, it's not even a close fight. You know what I'm saying?
And Teo, he's a hell of a fighter, but I was the better man tonight. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But yeah, I picked him apart.
At Madison Square Garden, Shakur Stevenson didn't just win a fight, he performed a clinical 12-round dissection of one of the most dangerous men in the sport.
Teofimo Lopez, and he's gonna dance with him. Why wouldn't he?
Going into the night, the world wondered if Shakur's defensive style could hold up against the explosive power and erratic brilliance of Teofimo Lopez. By the final bell, the only thing left wondering was how Teofimo was still standing. For years, the boring tag followed Shakur Stevenson like a shadow. But inside the mecca of boxing, those whispers were silenced forever. Facing a man who had already conquered legends like Vasily Lomachenko, Shakur stepped into the ring with a level of confidence that felt almost disrespectful. He wasn't there to survive, he was there to dominate. Shakur didn't need to run. He stood his ground, moving his head by inches, making Lopez swing at shadows and hit nothing but thin air. By the third round, the frustration on Teofimo's face was visible. He was the bigger man, the natural 140-pounder, yet he looked completely lost against Shakur's southpaw wizardry. It was a masterclass in distance management that left the champion looking like a novice.
Just made Teofimo look like a novice. I mean, that's how good he is. 120, 109, 108, I mean, just unbelievable, unbelievable.
Is that what you expected from Shakur? No?
I mean, listen, I expected an incredible performance, but I didn't expect it to be completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. It like the golfing levels was phenomenal. And I said to Bud, like, going into 12, he could do 40 rounds, Shakur. Like, never out of control, footwork, timing, shot selection. I actually think he could have stopped Teofimo if he'd have stepped on him. Teofimo looked like frustrated, just obviously he was busted up to the face. He's a phenomenal fighter, 4-division world champion.
What's going on, my man? Good to see you. How are you? What's your thoughts on this fight? Easy work. My brother Shakur spanked his ass 12 rounds like I told him he would. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my brother, man. He did his thing, man. I already knew he was going to box his ass out. Like, he was going to box him out. Easy work. You know what I'm saying? Shakur's a special talent in the sport of boxing, man, and he's been like that since the amateur.
As the fight moved into the middle rounds, the dissection truly began. In the fourth, Shakur landed a heavy left hand, followed by a right hook that sent Teofimo stumbling, a moment that sent the New York crowd into a frenzy. Teofimo, usually so poised with his head movement and feints, found himself walking into slip and rip counters every time he dared to get aggressive. By the end of the sixth, the damage was no longer just psychological. Teofimo's left eye was beginning to fail him, swelling shut under the constant barrage of Shakur's accurate left hand. By the seventh frame, the ring started to look like a crime scene. Blood was pouring down Teofimo's face, a crimson mask that signaled the end of his reign. Shakur was relentless, targeting the cut with right hooks that looped around the guard with terrifying accuracy. It was a systematic breakdown. While Lopez tried to work the body to slow the challenger down, Shakur simply smiled. There was a brief moment in the eighth round where the momentum seemed to shift. Teofimo Lopez Sr. was heard in the corner screaming for power, and for 3 minutes, his son delivered. Teofimo broke through the guard with a heavy right hand and landed a flurry of body shots that finally gave the judges something to think about. It was the only round of the entire fight where you could argue Lopez had the upper hand. But if the champion thought he had found a way back into the fight, he was sadly mistaken. Shakur simply treated the eighth like a round off, a brief breather before resuming the onslaught. In the final sessions, Shakur was no longer just countering. He was walking the champion down. He snapped Lopez's head back with a stiff jab in the 10th that reopened the facial wounds, sending more blood onto the canvas. It was easy work. The accuracy was staggering. Shakur was landing power punches at a rate that made the statistics look fake. Every time Lopez tried to mount a final stand, he was met with a short left counter that reminded him exactly why Shakur is considered a defensive genius. Andre Ward, the architect of defensive perfection, could only offer a silent round of applause for a masterclass he described as unbelievable.
Man, he better leave that alone.
What did you think of Shakur's performance
He
tonight?
did what he had to do, man. You know, there's always room for improvement. You know, I think he had a lot of stuff he could have did, but he's so talented and gifted, man. You know, you also got to trust what he's seeing in there. You know, we on the outside, you know. But I think he put on a tremendous performance, and obviously, you know, the level he's at, you always look for things he could do better, you know.
What did you see from the outside that he might?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, like I think it was a lot of body work and stuff like that. He could have touched on, but again, he's in there, you know. So he's seeing stuff, he's feeling the punches. We not, so you got to trust what he's seeing.
Teofimo just couldn't get going.
He put on well, he tried to get going. He just wasn't allowed to. So it's just the distance and range that Shakur has just perfected throughout the years, and then making him pay when he does that discourages him to not want to punch anymore. And I think he was out of answers in the first round. Honestly, I think he didn't really have any answers. When Teo starts doing little certain things with his hands and starts playing the clown game, he out of answers. He's down to just one shot. So Shakur just stayed focused, stayed locked in. And you know, was that 4 divisions now? 26, 30, 35, 40?
Backstage, Keyshawn Davis was more vocal, echoing the sentiment of everyone in the building. It was easy work, a night where Shakur didn't just win. He chose to give Lopez a single round out of pure generosity.
Shakur, dominant performance, only lost a round, which is pretty incredible.
He gave him that round, so he took that round off. I know Shakur, he took that round off.
As a fighter, what were you watching as the fight was progressing?
Bro, the whole time, like, you know, I had to take taking a P test, you know what I'm saying? So the whole time in backstage, bro, I'm just going crazy. Like, we beat him up. It's easy work. Like, he's beating Teo up. Like, it's not even a close fight, you know what I'm saying? So, I was just happy for him. Super happy for him.
What you think of the fight? Amazing fight. Teofimo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur, and I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk, been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer talent. And Shakur displayed that tonight. So.
When the final bell rang, there was no celebration from Teofimo. He knew. The scorecards were a brutal reality check. 119 to 109 across the board, an 11-round-to-1 shutout.
So he won every round, and he was just a step ahead with quickness and just with, you know, just the plan himself. Great man coming in, and he did well. Congratulations to him.
He won all the rounds? Is that what you're saying? He won all 10 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the 4th round.
After the 4th round?
Yeah.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like, he just tried differently going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. You know, it's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, you know, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. You know, he wanted him to do better, but, you know, this is boxing.
With that victory, Shakur Stevenson didn't just take the WBO super lightweight title, he became only the 25th fighter in the history of the sport to win world titles in 4 different weight classes. He joined his close friend Terrence Crawford in the history books, proving that his technical brilliance is an unstoppable force regardless of the weight class.
It was an amazing night. I put the work in. I stayed disciplined throughout my camp. I was in tremendous shape, and Tio, he's a hell of a fighter, but I was the better man tonight. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Did you feel like you hurt him at any point in the fight?
Yeah, for sure. I hurt him a couple times. My jab, my left hand to the body, my left hand up top. I put on a great show tonight. Respect to him. He's a sharp fighter. He got a lot of knowledge, and he did what he did to survive.
Even the greats knew they were witnessing history. Terrence Crawford, celebrating inside the ropes, didn't look surprised. He looked vindicated, shouting, "We already know it," to a crowd that had finally caught up to the truth.
Yes, sir. And the new, we already know it. We already know it. And new.
For Shakur's trainer Wally Moses, this wasn't just a title win, it was the definitive legacy fight. And as he looked toward the future, he knew exactly who was watching.
Oh man, I'm very excited. You know, I said this was another legacy fight for him, and
Absolutely.
he got a chance to, you know, establish his legacy once again, winning another title at 140 pounds. So I'm very enthusiastic about his future and very proud of his performance.
Absolutely. And what's next? He talked about Conor Benn. Conor Benn got in the ring. That looks like that's what's going to be next.
Well, we knew Conor Benn was there for a reason. You know what I mean? And you notice he was in the fight before that.
Bring it back up.
I think Shakur addressed that issue. Like, you know, he wasn't going to act like it didn't happen. He going to act like he didn't see him.
Exactly.
He just letting old Conor Benn know that we aware of him.
All right.
Okay, him being NA. Shakur said, hey, he can be next. We're not worried about that.
But the drama didn't end with the decision. Conor Benn had spent the build-up praising Lopez's explosive style.
I think if anyone can beat Shakur, it's Tio. I don't think many people have given him a chance, but I think Tio's unorthodox, he's explosive, he's dangerous, great ring IQ, and he seems in a great place. But then you are up against, in my opinion, a future pound-for-pound great in Shakur.
Do you look at both of these as potential future opponents for Conor Benn?
I mean, I like Tio, you know, so I'd rather fight Shakur. You know, to me and Tio are under the same management. You know, I'm rooting for Tio to win, but ultimately, I would fight Shakur. You know, easy, no problem.
But as the final bell rang, his tune shifted to the bottom line. The Destroyer was there to send a message. But by the time Shakur was done with Teofimo, the only message left was that at 140 pounds, the throne is no longer vacant. As the new 4-division champion stood in the center of the ring, he immediately pivoted from the victory to his next target. He locked eyes with welterweight contender Conor Benn, who had been involved in a heated altercation earlier in the night. Shakur didn't mince words, demanding the same rehydration clause that Benn had previously used as leverage.
It's gonna be a good beef. I like the beef. I like the story behind it, and it's a tremendous fight.
How does that fight get made then?
If he's not gonna agree, then we probably don't fight. So he's just wasting time. We'll see, but I'm a businessman at the end of the day, and like I said, he did a rehydration clause with Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank was in the ring half dead. Why can't he do the same thing?
The message was clear. Shakur isn't just looking for titles. He's looking to clear out the biggest names in boxing, and he's willing to move wherever the biggest challenges live.
Guys, we're done with questions. Come on.
What were your thoughts, Eddie?
I'm impressed with the close and you've often talked about him being a generational great. Tonight was one of them performances.
Unbelievable fighter. You know, I thought that Tio is an elite guy, and he basically made him look quite average tonight. 4-division world champion, 28 years of age. What can you say?
Did anything surprise you about Teo's performance tonight? Because
No.
I almost feel like
No.
he's running out of ideas, but
Well, I just think Shakur looked strong. You know, Shakur looked like he was punching very hard. His jab was on point. His footwork was incredible. It's his timing. It's his fitness. He's a complete fighter.
is Conor Ben realistic versus Shakur Stevenson next?
Hold on, guys. You can't go through there.
No. Connor Ben next.
We gotta get through.
We love that.
Open it up, open it up.
Shakur,
Open it up, open it up.
Shakur, how did you realize you were stronger than him?
Seen it early.
Second, you good?
Dre, should he fight
Just let him
Conor?
through, just let him through, just let him through it.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section. Stay tuned and we will catch you in the next video.